Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So today I'm actually studying Accomplice Liability. I'm going to put my notes here. So accomplice actually comes from the French word accompli, and it basically means, I'm going to describe it in here for you. Accomplice is basically not the primary perpetrator of the crime and assists the commission of the crime or helps the perpetrator avoid arrest or prosecution. There's different approaches to accomplice liability. There's, of course, the common law, there's the model penal code, and there's also the hybrid approach. Accomplice liability is different for felony offenses and also for misdemeanor offenses. And this lesson, I'm just going to mostly cover the majority approach to accomplice liability in felony cases. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into it, the terminology. So what's the difference between parties in a litigation and basically parties in a crime? Okay, that's different. Parties in a crime will be accomplice, and then at that point they become defendant, and then they become parties to a litigation. So that's the difference there. So who's a principal? What's a principal? A principal is a perpetrator who actually commits a crime. What's an accessory? Accessory is a person who assists the principal before or after the principal's commission of the crime. How is criminal liability determined for principals and accessories? So I'm going to explain that now. So there's also the conspiratorial liability. I'm going to make a whole other video for that. But for now, let's just stick to the definition. Conspiracy is an agreement between two or more persons to commit a crime. Okay? I want to kind of just pause for a second because I want to tell you the difference between co-conspirators and an accomplice. So, co-conspirator agrees to commit a crime with someone else, and an accomplice actually assists in committing the crime. Okay? Now I want to move on, and I would like to define what a principal is. A principal is a person whose conduct and mental state satisfy the elements of a crime. Okay, so basically a principal is a person whose conduct and mental state satisfy all the elements of the crime. That's just what I said, and need not be the main actor and directly aids and abets another in committing the crime. Okay, so principal. Just 1 second, I want to give you an example. Let's say there are two friends, they go and then they're about to rob a bank. And then the friend, one of them sits in the car, the other one runs in to, get all the money. If the friend who's actually sitting in the car knows that the friend who's running in there to actually get the money and he's gonna run back and they're gonna run away together, then what happens there? That person becomes the principal. Okay, so now I want to kind of compare the common law with the modern trend real quick. So the common law, lesser players in the crime were called principals in the second degree. Whereas under the modern trend, the principals are treated the same, okay? So, there's a quick exception here. Let's go back to the example I just gave. Let's say these two friends, they run to the bank, and then one of them is about to rob the bank, and then the other one's sitting in the car. Let's say that the one sitting in the car does not know that the one running inside is about to rob the bank, and he just thinks that, okay, my friend is gonna go and he's gonna use the ATM machine real quick. Okay, so if he doesn't know that, then there's an exception here. So, an exception here is a person who is merely present may owe a special legal duty to the victim injured by the principal. Okay, so the principal can also be a person who merely solicits or asks another person to commit a crime. Okay, so here I want to give you another quick example. Let's say there's a wife, okay? And what happens here, the wife basically wants to kill her husband, and then he goes and he tells someone else, okay, I'm going to offer you $100,000 to do this for me. So if that is the case there, then the wife will automatically become the principal. Okay, now let's pause for a second. Let's move on to the next topic, which is accessory before the fact. Okay, accessory before the fact must intend to further the commission of the crime, and is not present during the crime and did not solicit or ask the other person to commit the crime. Okay, I want to give you like another quick example here. Let's say a guy goes to buy a gun, right? And then he tells the guy, okay, you give me this gun, I'm gonna go kill a rabbit. Okay, if the guy who's selling the gun thinks that this guy's gonna kill a rabbit, then he doesn't know that he's about to go, do a crime with it. But, let's just say that, instead he says, okay, I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna actually rob a bank, and he says, here you go, dude, take this, rob a bank, and, give me a share too. So in that case, if he says that, yeah, give me a share too, then he becomes the accessory before the fact. Okay, in this case, let me just kind of move on. I didn't tell you, if he says that, go on, and okay, he doesn't know that he's about to rob a bank and he thinks he's just gonna kill a rabbit, then in that case, he is not an accessory. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna define for you what these two are. Accessory before the fact must have mens rea of knowledge of the planned crime and must have intent to aid and abet the other person in the commission of the crime. And then accessory after the fact, a person who assists another in avoiding arrest or prosecution for an already completed offense. Okay, so in this case, it's like an already completed offense. One more thing, this is the last thing I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to close it up. So, accessory after the fact must have actually mens rea of knowledge to be found guilty. What does that mean? As I explained to you in my other videos, mens rea must know that the other person committed a crime and intends to help him avoid arrest or prosecution. So basically, that's pretty much everything I'd like to say about accessory today. Accomplice today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close up this video. Have fun studying. Cheers.